Okay, so this is going to be an instructional slash overview video of the Adria Compact DL Supreme. First of all, we're going to go around the external of the vehicle, and then we will go into the habitation area and cab area. Just to let you know, this vehicle is in the middle of its PDI and has yet not been valeted. First things first, we're going to show you how to open the bonnet. And the reason for this is just in case you need to jump start the vehicle for any reason, as well as get access to the bonnet area. So to get access to the bonnet area, you need to open the passenger door. And if you pull this arm down once, that will then release the bonnet. So as you can see, I have now got access to the bonnet area. And like I said, the main reason for showing you under here is just in case you need to jump start the vehicle for any reason. So here we have your negative terminal point, and then your positive is just down here on this silver plate here. So that's your positive terminal point, which is just underneath this cover here. Obviously, while we are under here, obviously we've got your engine fill, and your screen wash is just in the corner in front of the driver. So now we are going to carry on around the external of the vehicle. As you can see, this vehicle does come with an awning. We will send a separate link on the email how to set up and use an awning. So we will start on the passenger side still. So on the passenger and cab door, you do have blackout blinds. You just need to slide this tab towards you, and then these will lift up and then meet at the top. Like so. You just need to slide this down so it releases the magnets, and they will clip on at the top like so. And then obviously on your front screen, you just need to pinch these tabs in, and then they will slide across and meet in the middle on a magnetic strip. Once finished, just click them back into place. Same with this. Release it from the magnets, push it down, and then slide this tab, and then it locks secure into place there. Here we have a master power switch. So if this is switched off, then obviously no power will run off the leisure battery. This is to isolate the leisure battery. And then directly underneath we have got your leisure battery here, and we have got a couple of fuses here. This is your 50 amp fuse, which is on the 12 volt side for the battery, but all your other fuses are under one of the bench seats. Driver and passenger, I've got swivel seats. So to release the mechanism, all you need to do is just pull this grey lever. If you pull this grey lever to release it while swiveling, then obviously it will move around. And then to put it back in its driving position, all you need to do is twist it, and you will hear it lock into place. Down in the footwell is actually your vehicle battery. You won't need to access this because, like I say, if you need to jump start the vehicle, you'll just do that with the terminal points underneath the bonnet. Here at the side of the passenger door, we have your diesel fill at the top, which uses your main vehicle blade key, and then underneath we have your AdBlue. Here on the side we have your Truma flue. So you just need to keep this clear at all times. One, it does get quite hot when burning on gas, and then two, this is where your fumes do exhaust from. We have got your LPG locker, gas locker here, so you can fit 2 tanks in here, at least 2 6 kilogram tanks minimum. And then you just need to connect on with a gas hose onto the gas regulator here, straight onto your tanks. Directly below that we have got your grey waste. So this is where your grey waste drains from, and to control this you need to open the garage. So this is your grey waste release. There is a sticker to highlight, but basically that is in the open position at the moment. To close it, all I need to do is push this down, and it's on a cable system. So in effect that is now closed. To open it, when I'm ready to empty, just push this arm up like so, and that is open. Here, this is for your waste tank, to obviously heat the waste tank so it doesn't obviously freeze if you go somewhere really cold. Most people just leave this on warm, because it is when obviously your heating is on. You're not going to cool down obviously the tank, so you may as well keep it always warm. Here we have got ventilation. So this is vents from your boiler, so the garage is heated, so you can isolate this and obviously keep that shut. But yeah, there's no harm in obviously letting some heat come into the garage area, just to obviously get rid of any damp stuff if you have put any equipment in when it's been raining. Behind this cover here we have two valves. So currently they're in the vertical position, so that means they are actually open. To close these, all you need to do is knock them down. So as you can see, I've knocked one down. So the one that's down is closed, the one that's up is open, and basically these are just draining any water in the pipe work. We have got lights in the garage, which have got a button to turn on and off, one on each side, but these will only work with the 12 volt control panel on in the habitation, which I have got currently switched on. Got a bike rack on here. One thing to keep in mind is obviously if you do have the bikes on, just double check your camera view. It could be potentially blocking it. On this vehicle it has got reverse sensors on, which is a great extra. And now we are on the driver's side of the habitation. So here we have a rail system to tie down anything, so these undo and slide along the rail system and tighten back up. Here we have your awning winder, which is clipped on here, and then in here we have got your fresh water tank. So the black knob, as you can see, is indicated by this sticker here, and you've got a bit cut out here so you can see the water inside the tank filling up if you want it halfway or full. But basically this black knob, this valve, you twist this all the way to the left 2 times, and basically that will close the water tank completely empty. So then when I'm ready to fill, obviously the water's not going to pour straight out underneath the motorhome. If I want to fill this motorhome up with water completely full, just leave the hose pipe in, and I'll show you in a minute on the external cap. Just wait for the water to come out and that means it's full. If I want to travel with 20 litres, all I need to do is twist that black knob, that valve, a 1/4 turn, and basically what that will do is drain the tank from full to 20 litres. So 20 litres is for travelling, just to obviously say reducing carrying that excess weight. If you want to empty the fresh water tank completely empty, 2 full 360 turns will completely open the valve and empty the fresh water tank. Here in the garage still we have 3-pin socket, which obviously only works on mains hookup, and then here we have a 12 volt socket and then 2 USB sockets as well up there. So these USB and 12 volt work on the control panel on your habitation, which is on the 12 volt system. Here we have got your fresh water fill. So like I say, if you want to fill this up, you need to, one, close the black valve on your fresh water tank, and then now we need to fill up. We're going to open this with a habitation key, put the hose pipe in here, and when the water starts to come back out of this hole, that means your fresh water tank is completely full. Here we have your toilet cassette. So to remove this, to empty and clean, all you need to do is lift this orange tab up, lift it up, and then pull the cassette towards you. That will then release the toilet cassette. If we want to empty this cassette or clean it, what we need to do is this orange nozzle here, twist out to the left. We need to take this grey cap off at the top, and then to empty it, if you tilt up, it obviously will come out of that nozzle. But if you put your thumb on this button at the top here, hold this button down, that lets air into the top of the cassette, so all the fluids flow out a lot faster without splattering yourself. Also, you can open this cassette blade as well and get a hose pipe inside if you need to. Once finished, put your grey cap back on, twist the nozzle back in, and then all you need to do is just align it, push it back in, and make sure that orange tab is securely down, so then your cassette is not going to move in and out in transit. And then just at the side of the habitation door here, we have your mains hookup. So this is where you connect when you're at campsite. This is where you will plug into here, and then obviously the campsite post, which is giving you electricity. All the windows do have blackout blinds and fly screens. So as you can see, we are now in the habitation area, and directly above the habitation door we have a few control panels. The one on the far right is your Truma heating and hot water control panel, which again on the email you'll get a separate link just on that control panel. This little black knob dome thing here, that is actually your thermostat for the heating. So don't do anything with this, you don't need to touch this. Basically that's just measuring the temperature. And then here we have your control panel. So it's all touchscreen. So on the left we got your master on and off. The top left here is your internal habitation lights. The bottom left is your external awning. As you can see, they're on green. Anything that is on orange is off. Anything is on green is on. You've got your AUX here, your auxiliary. So this may need to be switched on if you want to use your USB sockets. Bottom right, you've got your water pump. So you only want to turn your water pump on when you've got fresh water in the tank. If you do hear the pump running without any water in, just turn the pump off. You just want to reduce burning that motor out. The right hand side here, so the top left, if you click it, it will give you your battery level. If you click it again, it will give you a percentage. Habitation on the next one in the middle. Click it, give you your volts battery level, and then click it again, it will give you your battery level percentage. The far right, the A, you click it, so that's just telling you if we're plus or minus drawing amps or volts. So as you can, amps, sorry. So as you can see, we are currently minus 36 amps. But if I turn off the control panel, like so, just give me one more, I'll turn it back on. So that is on now. If I press A, see how we're pulling amps in. So the solar panel's actually charging up the leisure battery, so we're plus now because of no lights on. If I turn the lights on, that will go to minus, like so. So that's the top right, that's just giving you an indication of amps you're pulling in or taking out. Bottom right will give you internal temperature. Tap it again, will give you external temperature. This one is going to be your grey waste, so that is by a percentage. And then your bottom left, touch that, that is your fresh water, which is empty at the minute. So that is your control panel. It is quite self-explanatory. If you have switched off the light switches here masterly, then obviously the light switches won't come on until you turn them on here. Some control panels, if you turn them off there, they will all come back on as long as these switches are on. Behind here we have a TV bracket, which you just need to pull down here. It is spring loaded with a gas strut. As you can see, we've got the table down, so you can make this into a dine to berth here. So you just need to spin this table the other way around, and basically it has got a pull out support arm, and then you push down these legs to obviously support the other side of the table when setting it up. Under this seat here we have got a travel seat. Same again on this seat, we've got a travel seat. I am now going to remove the cushions under here and just show you where the fuse box is and the main breaker is. So as you can see, I've now got the seat up, and like I said, the main reason for this is just to show you where the fuses are for your habitation and your main breaker. So here is all your 12 volt system. So if one of your fuses does blow on the 12 volt side, like it could be your lights, it could be your USB sockets, this is where you need to check. Your water pump be on here as well, because that's on 12 volt. So if one of the fuses blows, you just need to check one of these fuses for obviously the section of area that has potentially gone. Then here we have your main breaker. So this is obviously when you're on 240 volt main, so this is when you're plugged in at campsite. So this is like for your plug sockets. If something trips, just double check here. Most of the time it is the campsite that has tripped, because they do reduce the power they give you. Down there we have got your solar charger. I think you can actually connect to this with a Bluetooth app as well, so you can actually see true figures of what the sun is or daylight is giving you power wise to charge up your batteries. But like I said, this is where you need to come to for anything that has tripped in the vehicle on the 240 volt side, or your 12 volt fuses if one of them have blown. Okay, so under this other bench seat behind the passenger is, the reason I'm showing you this is because this is your boiler drain valve. So this is where you will come to if your boiler needs to be drained, or if you want to fill this up. So as you can see on this black valve, it's called a frost protect valve, and basically what this valve does, it triggers when it feels 3 degrees or less, and that is going to protect your boiler. Basically, to shut this valve, if I want to fill up my boiler, what I need to do is twist this diamond valve on top, push this blue button in, and that, as you can see now, is in the closed position. So the button is in and the diamond valve is sideways. That means the boiler is closed, so I can fill up the boiler without anything draining out. If I want to drain this manually myself, because I'm not using the van, all I need to do, twist the diamond valve, the button's popped out. That means the boiler is open, the valve is open, so the water will drain directly under the motorhome. So now we'll go over the kitchen area. So here we have your grill and oven with an igniter, and this is your knob what you need to push in and twist for your gas. Your igniter will only work when obviously the control panel is on, because that's on the 12 volt system. You have got a heat tray which you can pull out a little bit. Then we have your 3-ring gas burner. Same again, you got your knobs here to push and hold in, and then your igniter. You just need to hold these in for about 30 seconds just to let the thermocouple warm up, and then they will stay alight. One safety advice we do recommend is obviously once you've used the 3-ring gas burner is to leave this glass cover up just to let the stove cool down, as because of the temperature difference you could potentially shatter the glass. So here we have our kitchen sink, and this is how we're going to prime our water system. So the first thing we need to do before we do anything is shut all the motorhome valves. So we need to shut your grey waste valve in the garage. We need to shut the 2 little valves in the garage on the pipework. Then we need to shut the fresh water tank valve so it doesn't drain out when filling. And then the last one, we need to shut this black valve down here under the seat, which is going to isolate the your boiler to fill up. So once you've shut all the valves, now we can put the hose pipe in the hole externally and fill up that fresh water tank. Once the fresh water tank is completely full, now we're going to prime our pipework and boiler in the motorhome. So we're going to come to our control panel, turn it on, and then we're going to turn on the water pump. Obviously I'm not going to turn it on now because I've not filled it up, so I don't want to run the pump dry. So what you're going to do, turn that water pump on, and then we will come to our tap, open the tap on the cold side. When you get a steady flow of water, it should take 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Once you get a steady flow of water on the cold side, twist it to the hot side. On the hot side, it may take a minute or so, and the reason for this, your boiler is going to fill up first. So your boiler holds around 10 litres of your fresh water. So that is just going to transition through the pipeworks to your boiler, and then from your boiler to the tap. When you get a steady flow again on the hot side, shut the tap. That means your water system is completely primed, pressurised, ready to use when you need. The only thing you will need to do is obviously if you want hot water, you need to turn that on with the Truma control panel to heat the hot water up, because it's not instant hot water. Obviously we've got under here, you've got gas isolation valves. So if one of the appliances goes faulty, you can isolate that appliance and still use all the gas. We've got your fridge freezer here. So this is a compressor fridge. And basically to turn it on, just touch screen here, press and hold, and it will fire up like so. If we want to change the temperature, just tap in the middle here and then press and hold, wait for it to flash once, and now we can select our desired temperature. And then the far right we have a night mode. So basically if you turn it on, anything in blue is on, anything without a light like so is off. So if you turn the night mode on, basically that's going to run the fan speed quieter at night in case you're obviously a light sleeper. To turn this off, just press and hold and it will shut down. On the compressor fridge, it is running off your Ledger battery. So a lot of people do turn them on an hour or so before they're setting off, as your engine will charge up your Ledger battery while driving, as well as a lot of people do basically turn the fridge on, put it on high while they're loading it up and travelling, and then once you get to a place, if you're going to do a night off grid, just turn the fridge down halfway. It just doesn't use as much power then. They are very insulated, so they are well good at maintaining that temperature. Next we have your shower and toilet room. So here, if you want to use your toilet, you just need to open this blade here. That opens the toilet cassette. The blue button is going to be your toilet flush, so you need your 12-volt system on for this because it's going to use the pump. And then this symbol here to the left, what looks like a toilet cassette, that will light up orange/red when the toilet cassette is full. So when you get that light indicator, just empty your toilet cassette at the nearest place. You do have a dry rack up here. Got your light switches in here as well. And then pull this off the magnet and this does create into your shower cubicle. And then the last part is just, obviously we've got twin single beds, you've got some storage under here, storage here on this drawer, and then we've got storage under each side. And the beauty of these cupboards, they open up and then slide in, so it gives you easier access. We've got one of your headrests for the travel seat. You got hanging here as well, and then same on this side, got more storage underneath, and this cupboard does the same, where it slides, the door slides out of the way. So that is the instructional / overview video of the Adria Compact DL Supreme. If you have any more questions, leave a comment below, or you can always drop us an email or give us a call.